Aloha. Every journey starts with a beginning. Our journey starts here in the rainforest of Koloko on the slopes of the volcano Hualalai on the island of Hawaii to begin that journey. The adventure we are about to embark on is full of secrets, skills, stories, and techniques, and it will take us all around the world from the comfort of our own home. To learn about bartending is to learn about spirits, beer, and wine, and these are made in different ways in different places all over the planet. In fact, there's so much information, no one person knows it all. You can learn all your life and there will still be more to learn. So we better get started, and to start class, we're gonna need a bar. This particular tree that we are using had some slow root damage and had to come down for safety reasons, so natural causes. I'm using a tongue oil to protect the bar top until the wood is dried and rested enough to do a polyurethane coat and to fill in the cracks with resin. All in all, it was about a month-long process, but if you bought something you didn't have to sand as much, it could definitely have been done in a long weekend. And then I'd like to properly introduce myself and welcome you to your new home bar. Aloha, my name is Gabrielle, and I couldn't be happier to personally introduce you to the Kona Cocktail Academy Bar. This is your classroom. I'm here to give you a little bit of background on the Kona Cocktail Academy and also myself, Gabrielle Maser, how the school came to be, and explain a little bit about my history, talk about the course material, and what's going to happen over the next 100 modules. The school is broken down into 100 classes. Each module is 25 classes. Each class has a cocktail that goes with it, which includes a recipe card and a drink. So at the end of this process, you're going to have an intimate knowledge of over 100 cocktails. And with that knowledge and learning about syrups, learning about finances, learning about bartender health, learning about how to speak, how to cut fruit, learning about the best way to store things, how to cut clear ice, how to smoke cocktails, what are the different liqueurs, where do they come from, why are they different, what's up with all the craft distilleries that are happening now, craft spirits, craft beers, what are the trends. We're going to cover all of that stuff, and also some hospitality basics. You know, what are we as bartenders? What are we really doing behind the bar? What are we trying to create? A little bit of history about me. My name is Gabrielle. I'm from California. I've been in Hawaii since 1995. I first started off in the restaurant industry as a hostess at 14 years old at the Valhalla Chart House in Sausalito. I didn't expect to be in the restaurant industry this long, but I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with craft cocktails. I started off in dive bars. I started off as a server, hostess, and then server. I worked my way up, which I think is one of the reasons why I have such a strong experience background is I've worked pretty much every position you can work in a restaurant. So yeah, hostess, server, cocktail server. When I was a cocktail server, I'd start asking what's in the drinks. What's in that? What's triple sec? How do you make that? What are you shaking in there? So the curiosity got me into learning more about drinks, and eventually when I had the chance to get behind the bar, I jumped back there. And it was a little dive bar in Waikiki next to a strip club that was open till 4 in the morning, and I would have all my friends come in and we would experiment. What does this taste like? What does this taste like? How does this taste? What drink is this? Some of the funnest times of my life. And then I went on to more high volume bars. I opened Lulu's Waikiki in '04, which was one of the busiest service wells in town, and I loved it. I loved making drinks fast. I loved being busy. I loved the crowd, the money, everything. It was so much fun. I also had such an amazing crew, and the crew became my family. We barbecued together, we partied together, we people got married and had babies together. Like it really, restaurants are a family. They're a family of misfits, and I've definitely found my place in this family of misfits. So after gunslinging bartending, and I did lose for a couple years, I was over at Tiki's in Waikiki, which to me is my happy place. It's the best bar I can possibly imagine being sitting at. It's got some craft cocktails and really amazing food, but it's also really high volume. Great owner. He really, perpetuates friends and family and treating each other with aloha. And it really makes Tiki's one of the most special places that I've ever been. I loved working there and I love drinking there. So, after Tiki's, I really wanted to step up my game and learn about craft cocktails. Everybody was doing it on the mainland, and we weren't really doing it a little bit. We had Pint and Jigger in Honolulu. And then I randomly walked into the door of Bevy in Kakoako, which was being opened by my mentor, Christian Self, and I was able to be at Bevy from the first day throughout like the 3.5 years. And Christian really taught me so many important things about bartending. He taught me how to apply cooking techniques to liquor and syrups and shrubs. He taught me how to be creative and imaginative. He taught me how to study. He signed me up for the United States Bartending Guild. And I also worked with some amazing, talented, one-of-a-kind, epic bartenders. It was kind of a think tank. You could make a drink, and then I would be like, all right, Kat, taste this. And she would be like, too tart, too sour. And I'd be like, okay, refix. All right, Jordan, taste this. And then Jordan would give me the feedback of, okay, the mouth feels a little weird, but I really like the fragrance. Everything else is working for you. And having that ability to get honest feedback is really, really important. So this community, this Kona Cocktail Academy is supposed to be a community where you can get the feedback and also the resources that you need to succeed in this industry. Sorry, I'm having some weather problems. Ooh, there you go. It's a little breezy here at the Academy classroom. I'll let you see the oceans right behind me there. Yeah, such a special place. So this bar was created for the Academy. We needed a space, and I think you saw it earlier in the video, that I actually built it by hand myself. It was an amazingly fun process, and we'll talk more about the build later on. But I really just wanted to give you a little intro on who I am, what you can expect coming up. And the Kona Cocktail Academy, the class courses are separated into 4 modules. We start with the basics, and then we keep on moving into more specifics as we go up. I'm going to be featuring local farms. I'm going to be featuring local spirits, local breweries. I'm going to be featuring people that I've worked with in the wine industry. We're going to be talking to vendors. It's really going to be kind of an overall, all-around education on what really happens as a craft cocktail bartender. How to negotiate a salary. That's something nobody ever talks about. That's something that nobody ever taught me. I was one of 3 to 5, I guess there were about 5 women in Hawaii that had run cocktail programs the way that I was running a cocktail program. I didn't know how much money to negotiate for. I had to ask around, and nobody really had answers for me. So I want to make sure that you guys at least have a baseline for what to negotiate. I also found out that sommeliers make a lot more money. So we're going to talk about, what kind of certifications in the industry you can ask for more money for, or that you can learn other things from. We're going to talk about personal branding. We're going to talk about social media and how you can use that as a tool. We're also going to talk about personal health and things that have made me feel so much better and be able to get through my week. We're going to talk about depression. We're going to talk about alcoholism. There's so many parts to this industry that people just don't talk about. And it's like there's a lot of things going on with bartenders and people in the service industry that should be addressed that just really are not addressed. So we're going to talk about the hard topics, and we're going to talk about the fun topics. And this is something I'm really, really passionate about, and I just can't wait to get started. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. You're going to get 100% real me. There's going to be some cussing, not a lot, but every once in a while a word is going to slip out, and I apologize in advance for that. You're also going to see me spill things and drop things and break things because that's what people do when they're in the middle of process, and everything is a process. Cooking, creating cocktails, you're looking for this end composition where you've created something that has a beginning, a middle, a finish, a fragrance, an overall composition when you create a new cocktail. And there's a process for all of that. You have to learn about taste. You have to learn about what your guests like. It's not always about what you like. It's a lot of times about what they like. So being patient, being hospitable, that's, the basis of our industry is hospitality. So how does that tie into everything that we're doing? Especially with the pretentious bartenders that make you feel like you don't know anything. Like that's not why we're here. That's not what we're doing here. We're here to be inclusive. We're here to give people what they want. They're spending their hard-earned money, and that's literally our job. So I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to thrive and enjoy what you do just as much as I enjoy teaching it. I can't wait to get started. So let's get into it. Aloha.